Chennedy Carter ended up getting into an interview with an influencer and basically giving her side of the story when it came to the Caitlin Clark shove over moment.
Chennedy Carter ended up joining an interview with an influencer where she gave her own perspective on the incident involving the shove against Caitlin Clark.
Nothing actually illegal has taken place to my knowledge involving Chennedy Carter. Yeah, that was a really ugly foul, and I understand it was bordering on what looked like assault. We all remember the vicious hip check. I also will not forget Angel Reese jumping up off the bench.
To my knowledge, Chennedy Carter hasn't done anything illegal. Yes, that foul looked rough, and I get that it seemed almost like an assault. Everyone remembers that harsh hip check, and I also won't forget when Angel Reese jumped up from the bench.
Good. Chennedy Carter now with 12 points off the bench. And Clark.
Chennedy Carter is playing well. She's got 12 points coming off the bench, and the fans are loving it against Clark.
And I am shocked that, for example, the expansion team, the Valkyries haven't signed her, the Las Vegas Aces. I mean, hell, I look at the Chicago Sky and wonder, what? Connecticut Sun would be another one? There are teams right now that are very devoid of offensive talent, and she's one of them.
It's honestly surprising that a new team like the Valkyries hasn't signed her yet. Even the Las Vegas Aces. Actually, I think about the Chicago Sky, or even the Connecticut Sun. There are teams lacking scorers, and she could easily be one of them.
Do you watch every game, every single game, to see if you can find any deflects in my game? And like, it's really nothing that you probably could say too much about. So then you have trolls, and that's what I said. They're gonna be around regardless. But yeah, it was just like a nice little like tap, like I'm here, not to like harm you or anything.
Are you seriously watching every game? All of them, just to find flaws in what I do or how I live. Honestly, there's probably not much you could even say. That's why I said trolls will always be there. But yeah, it was just a soft little gesture, like, I'm here, not meant to hurt anyone or anything.
What warranted the shove over while the ball wasn't even in play? Like, yeah, you get back in her face and talk trash, but don't like just go over there and bowl her over and the ball not even in play. That's two different things right there. Like, yeah, if you get hit in the face, that happens. All right, that happens in basketball. You can get hit in the face, hit in the head. You can get hit anywhere during a basketball move or play, right? But the fact that you had a dead ball going on and you went over there, you called her a B and then bowled her over. Yeah, that's a little different.
What even caused the shove? The ball wasn't in play. Sure, go talk trash, get in her face, but don't just walk up and knock her over when it's a dead ball. That's totally different. Yeah, getting hit in the face can happen. In a game, during a play, on a drive, anywhere. But this? The ball was dead, you called her a B and then went and knocked her down. That's not the same thing.
You know, if you want to push somebody, you're gonna like full force, like.
People really made it like a crazy big deal. I've seen the clip.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not crazy deep in the WNBA world. But in the WNBA world, they dragged it like crazy.
I mean, that happens, man. Like, it's one of those things. I'm a great player. She's a great player. It looks a certain way. Everybody's gonna have their views on it. But my personal view is, you know, I don't have anything against her. She's a great player, and so am I. And I've got buckets all that season, you know what I'm saying? So.
If you're going to shove someone, you do it with full force. People acted like it was this massive, crazy thing. I saw the video, but I'm not super deep into the WNBA scene. Still, in that space, they blew it way out of proportion. It happens. It's just one of those moments. She's a top player, and so am I. It may have looked a certain way, but I've got no issue with her. She's good, I'm good. I was still scoring all season, you know.
That's a little different than somebody talking trash in your face. Just because you might see other players do it and they give an excuse of why they did it in the NBA,
that's just not the same as someone trash talking right in your face. Just because other players do that and then give some excuse like they do in the NBA, that doesn't make it okay.
Just be a good sportsman and play within the game. That's all. Bust your opponent, but within the game. Don't get the physical punching and bowing. I can't stand a dirty player.
Just stick to playing clean and keep it within the game. Go hard, play tough, but don't start throwing punches or knocking people over. I really can't stand when a player gets dirty.
Oh, just give her like a little, like, I'm here. Like, you know, I don't think it was, you know what's crazy? Me and my brother went back and watched, and we seen a lot of clips in the NBA of guys getting like pushing LeBron. Like, I think it was Jeff Teague or somebody who like pushed LeBron out of bounds, like said, man, I was mad because like we couldn't stop him. So I'm just like, it's like one of those things, like it happens in basketball. I know people try to say, oh, it's not one of those things.
It's not a personal thing, it's a competitive thing.
It happens in basketball, and like it's just one of those things. But like, yeah, it's kind of what happened. Then it spiraled out of control.
And then the media takes whatever narrative they want.
It was just like a light tap, like saying, I'm here. You know what's wild? Me and my brother watched some NBA clips, and we saw guys pushing LeBron out of bounds, like Jeff Teague or somebody, saying, man, I was frustrated we couldn't stop him. So it's just one of those basketball things. People try to spin it, say it's not competitive but personal, but nah, it's part of the game. It just blew up and the media ran with whatever version they wanted.
That I don't think the Caitlin Clark moment is the reason she's not in the WNBA. I do remember a moment, it was like tweeting.
I don't really think that the Caitlin Clark situation is why she's not in the WNBA. I do remember there was a time when she was tweeting a lot though.
And basically ESPN had her as the 25th player in the league or something like that. And I think Angel was up like the number 12. She was up high. And basically Kennedy had a problem not with the Angel restatement, but she was talking about the point guard.
Basically, ESPN had her ranked around the 25th spot in the league or something, while Angel was ranked way higher, like at number 12. Kennedy didn't have an issue with Angel Reese, but she was pointing out something about the point guard position.
She was like, how my stats are top 5 or top 10, something like that, but y'all have me ranked at 25.
She said something like, how are my stats top 5 or top 10? But you got me listed at 25?
And then I think a tweet that was kind of related to that came out, and they were like, look, the reason the Sky are looking like they can make the playoffs is because of Chennedy Carter and the refs. That's what somebody tweeted, and she ended up liking that post. That could be tied into the fact that it might be a little chaos or drama being created within the organization.
I think a related tweet popped up where someone said, the reason the Sky look like they can make the playoffs is because of Chennedy Carter and the refs. She liked that post, which might have stirred up some drama or tension within the organization.
Her liking that tweet, she didn't go to the game. She didn't play in the game, right? Now, I don't know. They did show hospital pictures and things like that. But yeah, man, a lot of people felt like that was a scapegoat. A lot of people felt like, oh, she kept saying she had COVID.
After liking that tweet, she didn't show up for the game and didn't play. I'm not sure what happened. They did post hospital pictures and things like that. But yeah, a lot of people felt like it was being used as a scapegoat, and others thought, oh, she kept saying she had condition.
Because after that tweet and her liking that tweet, she didn't go to the game. She didn't play in the game, right? Now, I don't know. They did show hospital pictures and things like that, but yeah, man, a lot of people felt like that was a scapegoat. A lot of people.
After she liked that tweet, she didn't show up for the game or take the floor. I'm not totally sure what happened. They posted pictures from a hospital and everything, but honestly, a lot of people felt like it was just a cover-up or excuse.
And honestly, you know, she ended up slapping Marina Mabry when they first played each other after she left their team. So that could be a thing too, if you want to go off of her actions on.
And to be real, she did end up slapping Marina Mabry when they faced off for the first time after she left that team. So if we're going off her actions, that might count for something too.
But then we can also talk about her history, right? And then we remember what we was hearing in the locker room when they lost. I forgot what game that was, but they ended up losing, and it was commotion in the back. And Camila Cardoso was saying, hey, close the door.
We can't ignore her past either. There was that situation in the locker room after a loss. I forget which game it was, but there was noise in the back. And Camila Cardoso was heard saying, hey, close the door.
And then it also made me think about the tweet where people feel like she was coming at Angel Reese as far as saying it's so important to make all of your shots.
It also reminded me of that tweet where people thought she was throwing shade at Angel Reese, saying how important it is to hit all your shots.
Twice at the end of the game, she didn't necessarily want to pass her the ball. So yeah, I just feel like it's a lot more into it than one moment. I think it was actually some organization issues, maybe some chemistry problems, some drama in the locker room. It's a reason Michaela wanted to leave, right? It's a reason Marina Mabrey.
Yeah, twice near the end of the game, she didn't seem too willing to pass her the ball. Honestly, I think this goes beyond one incident. It looks like there were internal problems, maybe issues with the organization or chemistry. There's a reason Michaela left. Marina too.
This is desperate damage control from someone with a pattern of behavior. It was still a cheap shot and unwarranted, first of all. Secondly, we made a bigger deal when Angel Reese celebrated it. Finally, this wasn't even the main reason no one wants to sign Chennedy Carter. Exactly. This is how.
Nothing was really clear. Just a bunch of excuses. This feels like desperate damage control from someone with a history. It was still a cheap shot that didn't need to happen. And the funny part is, people were louder when Angel Reese celebrated. This isn't even the real reason teams won't sign Chennedy Carter. It's only part of it.
She is too talented. I don't know if you guys saw what she did in China. She was freaking ridiculous over there. And, I mean, she's 17, 18, 19 points a game, I think, every night for some team.
She's got way too much talent. I don't know if y'all saw what she did over in China, but she was going off, putting up something like 17, 18, maybe even 19 points a night for that team.
In my opinion, I hated what she did to Caitlin Clark last year, but I think she should be on a team. One more shot. Let's do one more shot.
In my opinion, I didn't like what she did to Caitlin Clark last year, but I still think she deserves a spot. Give her another chance, one more shot, that's all I'm saying.